Samsung is such a good camera phone. I swear to God. All right, guys. Well, we're back. We're back for another live episode of the Anaya A Show. And I know a lot of people are wondering why it takes me so long to jump on in here, but I kid you not, it's literally the schedule that I have. And then also, it's the fact that I keep getting late breaking news. So I'm not going to be on here for so long, but I just wanted you guys to come on here with me. Um, the Anaya A Show is on live. The Anaya A Show is here now. All right, I'm making sure I stay relevant. So we're not going to be on here for too long, guys. Like I said, your girl Anaya A is literally just having one of those days. So before we even get started, let me say to the world, this weekend has been insane. We had another shooting of another young black man whom did not deserve to die. If you guys know anything about the case, you'll know that 5 officers definitely and he ended up passing away 3 days after. This news has gone viral and has made headline news all over the world. And some people are thinking that it could be a tactic, right, from the United States, officials. But at this point in the juncture, I don't think it's a tactic because it's literally bad right now. We are seeing firsthand the ramifications of black men whom think that they can get away with murder. And I hope this is a lesson for all of the black men out there, especially those in the South, that you cannot get away with murder. Not only you shouldn't even be trying to murder people, but let's be realistical. Uh, Black men, you need to still know your role in society. And I say that because a lot of times our black men become so big headed and become so pompous because they feel like they've made it in society and they feel like they've overcome so much. And yes, it's true. We have overcome a whole lot. But the bottom line is this: we are still a black people. Hold on. The Naya A show now. Anaya A show now. So we are still black people, number one. And number two, guys, here's the thing. You shouldn't be beating people to death, like I said to begin with. But then the bottom line is that you think you're big and bad because you're a police officer. Your shield cannot protect you, officers, right? Your shield cannot protect any of you because at the end of the day, it's the color of your skin that these people are looking at. Unfortunately, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream only lasted for so long because when we all woke up, we were still black, honey. So the content of the character and all of that, yes, that could be a thing. However, if you look at the ramifications of our actions as a people on a daily basis, we're reminded, like, stay in your lane, black people, right? And I'm just really feeling sick to my stomach about this new case with Mr. Tyre, young black man whom had his whole life against him, or ahead of him. I said against. Well, against him too, because if you want to be real about it, he really had his life against him because look what happened. His life got cut short. So at the end of the day, that statement isn't too far fetched. It's just literally a thing. So we had that case that everybody was asking me to cover. Anaya A, you should cover this story. It's like the biggest story ever. And I had to take a few minutes and to really decipher and digest what was happening in front of me again. I was there for George Floyd. If you guys remember anything about the case with George Floyd, your girl Anaya A was front and center. Not only was I front and center with George Floyd's family, like literally with his baby brother, whom he just met, but I made it national to all the headlines and all the news reports. It was literally the thing that I was in front of. Like, I was on top of this case. I met attorney Ben Crump, right after the whole before the George Floyd thing took place, met attorney Ben Crump. And one of the things that baffled me about Attorney Ben Crump really quickly is the fact that this man goes in hard every single day of his life for these cases, for these families, for these victims. And I still can't comprehend how he does it, right? We are literally seeing a man who is the number one civil rights attorney of the world. And literally, that's not his title, civil rights attorney, right? But he is an attorney, and he takes on mostly the cases of police brutality against African Americans throughout this nation. So it was coined that he's the civil rights leading Black attorney of the world. And I find it very entertaining too. And I don't even hold you, like, he is the civil rights attorney of the world, because he doesn't just take police brutality cases, he takes those cases that are not fun when it comes to our Black community, right? I'm not even sure if he has white clientele, but at this point in the juncture, I have not seen any other races affiliated with the cases that he takes. So don't hold me. He might take some other kind of cases, but that's not my thing. I don't know exactly if he has taken other cases. So with that being said, guys, let's just keep the one and only civil rights attorney of the world, Ben Crump, in our prayer, because this man has yet another hard battle to face. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he sleeps at night. I don't know if the man be dreaming all kind of weird stuff. But if he doesn't, praise the Lord for him. If he does, we just have to keep him in prayer. So moving forward, I wanted to share that. I wanted to also share that this weekend was a really, really great weekend in regards to protesting. Before I get into the other topics for tonight, let me just share with you guys that I literally went out on this past Saturday and protested against what's happening on 145th Street in the heart of Harlem. And I want everybody to know that this journey that we're on literally is going to either make us or break us as a people. It is not easy to fight against multi-billionaire developers. It is not easy to fight against the status quo, i.e. the machine, but somebody has to do it. And that person happens to be your girl, Anaya A. Is it easy? Absolutely not. To fight against developers who want to build up multi-billion-dollar properties, honey, it's so difficult right now for us in the community, especially in the Black community. But we have to keep going. We have to keep sharing the message of hope. We have to continue to know that one day we shall overcome. It may not be today, guys, but you know what? It's going to be soon, as long as we keep the faith and keep fighting the good fight of faith. So with that being said, that happened this past weekend. And honest to God, I feel like we're moving in the right direction. Unfortunately, there's a lot of pushback. A lot of pushback happens on a daily basis in regards to these types of cases and things of that nature. But we as a Black community, we must stand stronger, 10 toes up, and not give up the fight. So I just wanted to share that. And to all the comrades and the colleagues, sorry, to all the comrades and all the colleagues and those that really care about this fight, please, please don't give up on hope. Continue to fight with us so that we can continue to move in the right direction. Okay. With that being said, so we did that this weekend. Hold on, let me see if I can get a video clip for you. Well, I'm on YouTube Live now. So I'm on YouTube Live. It's not the same as Zoom, but I'm going to have to figure this out. So the next time I come on the Anaya A show, which will be Wednesday evening, I'll be able to get the Zoom connection on and also connect my platform to Zoom, and I'll be on YouTube as well. So I just wanted to share that basically we're going to be working on getting all those things together. It's a process, guys. It's literally a process. When you think about all the technology and my desires to have my own platform and my own show, who would have thought your girl Anaya A would have overcome the odds? I used to be so what's the word I'm looking for? Apprehensive. Not just apprehensive, but I was so fearful of doing this YouTube thing, right? Because I always thought to myself, who's going to listen to me? Who's going to watch me? There's millions of people out there. Nobody wants to watch your girl Anaya A. And then I decided to give it a shot and literally try my very best and make something happen, because at the end of the day, we have to keep pushing forward and know that God is in control. And if we don't try to do something different, then we're always going to be in the same place. And a lot of people do not take advantage of every opportunity out there. So imagine, right? I have a computer, I have access to the internet, I have a show, and I should be able to create content. And I wanted to say, in regards to creating content, by the way, I wish there was a way that I could play this from YouTube directly to you all. It's okay. One day I'm going to be able to figure it out. It just may not be today. But either way, on YouTube, I put up a short little clip, 15 seconds. 15 seconds the other day, and guess what? We're already at almost what, 2,000 plus, 2,100 hits. It may be more than that, but it's already at 2,100 hits. So for those that are watching, please tap on in. I promise you, I'm going to work on going directly from YouTube and merging with Facebook, because it seems like my live chat is on, but I don't have a lot of viewers on YouTube yet. So if you're watching from my Facebook land, matter of fact, give me 1 second. Let me tell people that I is live. If you are watching, if you are watching via Facebook, okay, I'm leaving this message for all of you because I'm not going to be on for too long. If you're watching via Facebook right now, come on, because I want you guys to be a part of this little YouTube world of mine. Come on to my YouTube page directly, subscribe to the Anaya A show. Hold on, guys. And interact with me with me directly there. Okay, bet. Wait, it's subscribe to YouTube, follow me on IG, the Anaya A show. Okay, website is www.feg. All right, guys, give me 1 more second. MGMT. You know what? Maybe that's not a good idea. All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to leave this message, right? Email. I can do email me. So with that being said, I would be so stupid, guys, if I had every opportunity in front of me and didn't utilize my opportunities. Life is too short. Wherever you are tonight, know that this is Motivational Monday, and I am spreading the message of motivation with all of you. The thing about life is this: if you don't take a chance, you're going to be left behind. No matter where you are, no matter what's going on in your life, you will be left behind because you're not taking the right chances. You're not speaking to the right people. You're not going in the right direction. And that's why a lot of people fail at life. And I'm not going to fail. So, again, I had to get rid of every little bit of my, of my fear of being in front of the YouTube street cameras. And I say that because, and people might not understand why it's a fearful thing, but I'll explain it to you guys. So when you're in front of YouTube, it's like a whole nother world. People are watching, critiquing, judging, and then you have the latter where it's like they may never watch you. And then you want to build up your platform and nobody ever watches you. So that also messes with your psyche, right? And so with me, my old silly butt, I'm like, listen, it took me years to get to this point, and I am super blessed that I'm here, not just because of the viewers, but it's my ability to communicate directly to each one of my people who may or may not be watching. And at the end of the day, I feel much stronger and I feel much better that I have the strength and the courage to actually do this in front of Instagram and in front of Facebook or in YouTube, excuse me, because on Facebook, I know my people who are watching, they're very supportive, etc. YouTube is a whole bunch of strangers, guys. So help me build up my page a little bit more and help me so that I can help bring out the best content, the best material, as well as the best guests. So I will be having some guests coming back on very soon. Wednesday, I should have two guests on the platform. Stay tuned for that. I will be discussing that very shortly. And then I will also be putting out a flyer. As you guys know from past shows, I always put out flyers to let you all know that we have shows coming up and things of that nature. So stay tuned for that for sure, and support your girl Anaya A in every which way possible. Because again, when I make content and I share the information with all of you, it's actually really a great look, because then you all get to understand what's happening in certain places. If you haven't heard the news yet, but if you have, great, you understand what I mean. So the next set of news that I wanted to just go ahead and tell you guys about is Rickey Smiley's son. Now, a lot of people don't even know who Rickey Smiley is. Rickey Smiley is like the funniest guy. He's a radio personality. I think he's acted in some different platforms and things of that nature, on different movies or shows. However, Rickey Smiley is not like mainstream media. He has been in the media industry for over a decade. I mean, has to be 2 or 3 decades. I'm not 100% sure, but all I know is he has been around for a while. So, update on that, Rickey Smiley has actually lost his precious son, and that young man, I believe, died around 25 years old. Let me tell you something. I don't even want to go too hard in regards to Rickey Smiley, and the reason is because it's very heartbreaking. So we have Tyre Nichols, we have Rickey Smiley, and then we have, totally off topic, but it is definitely a thing, my big homie, the Wiley show host, Wiley himself, who also lost a good friend of his. And that young man was in his either early 30s or, literally in his 20s still. And I'm bringing that up too because at the end of the day, that's three different black men I've heard about. Peep game. Three different black men I've heard about dying or getting killed within the span of a weekend. And the reason I bring that up is because it's so disheartening when you think about what's happening in today's society already. And now we have to literally be seeing all of these different issues taking place in front of us. When are we going to get a break? Our mental health is being played with every single day, every single night. And it bothers me because there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. There's nothing that could be done about it because in the world we're living in, everything is being shared on social media 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. So can you imagine how are we going to be able to function? We're not. But I'm just sharing this with you all today to share, even though it looks impossible, even though we are not getting a positive response in society today. Never give up on hope or the fight, and let's continue to keep moving forward into the promised land, right? With that being said, guys, we just have a couple more things we're going to talk about. So, also this weekend, right, I got to spend time with awesome group of people that I hadn't known before. And the more I meet people in the community whom are standing up against negativity, against the developers, against the problems that we're facing today, I really get excited because for so long I felt like I was alone. I felt like there was nothing that I could do right. I felt like, I was beating my head against a wall. And I say that because even when I went through my catastrophe and what I was dealing with, for example, many years ago, just about 5 years ago or so, no politician would stand up for me. No Black leaders would stand up for me. I only got assistance from one Black leader at his organization. His name is Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton, right? And I got help there and was able to get my life together in just a little bit of a factor. But it was still so difficult because the police never investigated my situation, never fully even cared about what I was going through. And what makes it even worse is the mere fact that the community needs to be able to know that we will have support. It's not fair that the community leaders do not support us. It's not fair that the police be leaving us hanging literally, right? And if we don't stand up for ourselves, who's going to stand up for us? So this weekend, I wanted to commend all of those whom stood up for our community and our people and basically said, enough is enough. Like, we cannot let this situation keep happening in our community. We need affordable housing. We need the community to understand that we're not going anywhere. So at the end of the day, for all of those people with a bad agenda, negative thinking, wanting to destroy us, wanting to buy off other people so that they're not able to be successful in helping us stick to the fight of fighting against the developers and the multimillionaires and billionaires, guess what? We have to continue to stick together. We can no longer be disbanded. And as a Black people, I'm ashamed sometimes to see that our community does not understand that we need to work together. Why is it that every other ethnic group can stand together, can make a difference, can get affordable housing and buildings in their own communities? I literally saw the news report of this Chinese woman. I think she's a councilwoman. She may be an assemblywoman. I'm going to share a couple more little tidbits and then I'm off to the races. So, this assemblywoman, I feel like her name is Juan. Forgive me if I don't remember her first name. Maybe it's Julie one. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, she's a very nice looking um, Chinese councilwoman or assemblywoman out of Queens. And she legitimately advocated for her community to receive affordable housing. Now, why do I bring this up as I'm bringing up the topics of our Black men getting killed and things of that nature? I'll tell you why. Do you all realize that affordable housing, actually housing within itself, is literally a part of the basic necessities that we as the people should be receiving? We should be receiving affordable housing. We should not be groveling and groveling and trying to get people's attention so that we can get the help that we desire. All of the other races, they come to America, they get a free ride in a fancy car. But us as a Black people, it is so disheartening to know and see that we are constantly down at the bottom of the totem pole. And what's worse is it's created to be that way. So get this, so that the system could continue to be rigged. But you know what? We say enough is enough, because once we put our foot down in regards to the lack of affordable housing, the lack of the, assistance there is, to get into apartments, what's going to happen if we don't continue to fight? Then we're always going to be at the bottom of the totem pole. And what's going to happen is we're all going to be displaced. There will be nobody advocating for us. And if that's something that you don't want to see happen, then I suggest that you join me now and you continue to work with your girl Anaya A against this catastrophe situation, whereas we don't have what we need for our community and our people right here in New York City. So if you desire to join your girl Anaya A, reach out to me. Let me know. We have to stand against this situation of homelessness. People are being displaced out of their communities every single stinking day, every day, and it's not fair. So, with that being said, I just had to come on here tonight. Thank you to the leaders who took over the very good meeting that we had earlier this evening. I know that it's a lot for us as a community, especially when there's a lack of transparency when it comes to our leadership and our people. But I just want to thank God for one in particular who actually cares for our people and our community. Her name is the one and only Kristen Richardson Jordan. So Kristen Richardson Jordan, aka KRJ, has been really sticking with us in the community in making sure that we have what we need to succeed. And she has been fighting against the status quo when it comes to the situation with this lack of affordable housing. So shouts out to Kristen Richardson Jordan. Welcome to everybody watching on the Anaya A show, by the way. Shouts out to Kristen Richardson Jordan, aka KRJ, who's actually making a great deal of difference, who actually cares for the people, and who knows that we need affordable housing. So with that being said, if you want to be interviewed on the Anaya A show, now is the time to reach out. Again, my prayers are up for the family of Tyre Nichols. That should have never happened in that city. That should have never happened to a Black man. But you know what, guys? We have to remember we are not the ones in leadership. Black people, if you thought you could get away, thank you, Marino. Thank you, Marino Exa. I hope I just said that correctly. Thank you so much. If we think that we have gotten all the power or that we are a powerful nation, you all are mistaken. We are still at the bottom of the totem pole. White people do not respect Black people, and that's just a real thing. So don't go out there thinking that you could beat people up as a police officer and kill somebody and then you're going to keep your job. Like, the playing field is not the same. I keep trying to explain to Black people, stop thinking that we're the same with white America. We are not. And at the end of the day, it's unfortunate what happened to this young brother. But guess what, guys? And I called it. I shared with somebody this weekend that literally, guess what? I feel like there is a situation behind closed doors that's occurring. How do you know, Anaya? That's what they're asking. I said, there's no way that 5 police officers would be beating the hell out of one young man for no reason. It has to be a personal attack. The reason I know this, and I want you all to pay attention, right? In the law and in different scenarios when it comes to our community and when it comes to like different scenes of crimes, etc. If it was just like a simple, and I don't even want to say simple, but like if it was a chokehold, or if it was, a shooting, like a couple of bullets, or if it was, a stabbing, a couple of, jabs, then that could have looked like a situation that just occurred. But when somebody is beaten to death by literally 5 police officers until their death, that means it was personal. And lo and behold, family, I find out this afternoon that this circumstance was actually a situation in regards to a love triangle or whatsoever. So, with that being said, we have to just be very careful how we move, what we're doing on a daily basis. And it's unfortunate that we even have to have this talk because life shouldn't even have to be this way. But I try to explain to people every day, it's not our fault that the people are wicked. But because we know they're wicked, we have to move differently. So again, my prayers are with all the families who are experiencing loss. Not only are we have those 3 different situations that I was referring to, but also even in the Hispanic community, my aide, one of the people that works for me, is Spanish. She puts it on, Novetel or the novelas, today Telemundo. And on Telemundo, I got to see how 2 or 3 different beautiful Hispanic women were just murdered by their boyfriends in a very short time frame. Every time you turn around, people are getting murdered and people are getting hurt. And we have to stay in prayer and stay positive because we don't know where the anger is coming from. But one thing's for certain and two things for sure. As a community, stay encouraged, stay beautiful, stay black and proud, and most importantly, stay out of the way of those negative people that are really possibly out to get you. I shared, and this is where I close. I went shopping this weekend, and this Hispanic lady was really like ready to fight everybody. She had all this anger, and she told me a story about how a particular customer came in and was causing all this trouble, and she got into that customer's face and she basically cussed that customer out and this, that, and third, and it was a big thing. And I shared with her, I said, listen, be very careful. First of all, you're in the right, and we know that, we understand that, but I said, arguing with people is not worth your life, because in the society we happen to be in today, guess what, guys? Are you ready for this? Nothing we do and say can actually go the right way with these people out here. You never know what people are dealing with mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially. Sometimes acts occur because people are fed up with life. Like right before I came on, the reason I came on a little later too is because I found out that the possible, cause of death for Rickey Smiley's son might have been a drug overdose with the drug fentanyl. Why would that young man take such a toxic and demonic drug that would eventually kill him? I don't know. I'm not God. I'm not his friend like that. I don't know. But I know something for sure. A lot of our young people, especially, are dealing with demons that they're not addressing. A lot of people are not getting mental health treatments. And furthermore, they're turning to substances in the thinking, right, that naturally something is going to give and they're going to start feeling better, when a lot of times it does the opposite. Once you start feeling better, when you're on these drugs and things of that nature, you know what happens, guys? You may end up losing your life because you feel so good, you become numb to the world. So I just had to share those stories. Again, if any of you want to be interviewed on the Anaya A show, listen, tonight I'm just tired. I had meetings, I was in these streets, I had a lot to take care of, but I'm feeling really positive that I was able to take care of all of my business today, and I'll be back at it again tomorrow. We'll be back on Wednesday night, Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Pou ki li pa pale kreol. Bon mdou, ma pale an ti kreol avel, because ou madem, mwen pale an ti kreol, se Haitien mwenye, men mwen fet isi. So ti kreol la pa ampil. Ou kompon mwen? Men map ese kanmen pou m pale kreol. Yes, I will speak my little Creole, my Haitian Creole for sure, because somebody just requested for me to speak Creole, you know what I mean? So I try my little Creole when I can. A lot of times it's not the best, but hey, at least I do try. So mwen fè tiye fòm, mwen pase, ou kompon mwen, so mwen kontan. All right, guys, with that said, I am literally out of here. I just had to come on tonight to talk to all of you. I've missed my viewers. I've missed my fans. Ashe, Ashe, sis. I see my queen, crown Nubian sister. Listen, I've missed my fans. I've missed my friends on social media. I have a ton of work to finish because I'm trying to really build this platform up. Oh, pas de problème, pas de quoi, pas de quoi. I really feel like God is doing something great in this season. It's unfortunate how many lives are lost, but we're going to stay positive, right? I have up and coming interviews, so it's not just going to be me as a talking head, which we call in the industry. I will have other people this week and next week as well to join me live. Oh my God, my friend just joined. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think it's Geraldinino FV. Okay, my new friend. He's actually a celebrity. He just joined us on Instagram. He actually plays for celebrities in the Hispanic community. He is an artist and he plays the amazing drums for the Hispanic community. And I'm excited for this brother. And we have to follow up and do an interview as well. So, again, I have a ton of interviews coming up, guys. It's just been one thing after another. Keep up with your girl, Anaya A. Here's a couple of action points, and then I'm logging off. Again, pray for the families of Mr. Rickey Smiley. Pray for the family of Tyre Nichols. Pray for the family of Jahquez, who is my homie Big Wiley's friend who just died. We don't know how he died. Pray for mental health in America. Pray for people to stop taking these substances like fentanyl. Apparently, fentanyl might have been utilized in the passing of Rickey Smiley's son. I don't know how true that is, but again, that's why I'm on a little bit later, because I was watching the newest updates about that. The young man was very young, and I'm so sad that he had to go. And I'm sad that Rickey Smiley is sad. I feel like last year, Rickey Smiley almost lost his daughter to a shooting in the community. And this year, his son. It's very bad what he's going through, but keep him in prayer. Yes, sis. Thank you so much. King is having a great night. He's napping now. Thank God. We've been out all day. We're just now getting in. I had to jump on and reconnect with my viewers and my friends on social media and on the Anaya A show, because sometimes you're gone for one day, you're gone for 2 days, and people forget about you. They think that you don't want to do the show anymore, and that is not the case. I've been busy. So we have those action plans already. Also, please, 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 thank you, sis. So, Sister Queen Nubian, Crown Nubian LLC says, sending peace, love, and light vibrations to those families. Thank you, Ashe, Ashe. We need all of the love, the light for these families. And I just want to remind people, life is so short and it's so beautiful. You have to make the best of it. Let me tell you something. You have to make the best of every single day. When you wake up in the morning, literally wake up feeling good. Look out the windows if you have them. If you don't, get outside, but look out the window, see your landscape, see the sun rays. Let the sun rays beam on you. One of the things I used to do when I used to wake up, because I was going through a heavy depression with my rare medical problem, I would just meditate. I would lay in the bed and meditate for a few minutes. And there's different apps you can go on, or you could just call in the positive vibrations while you're laying in the bed when you're feeling down. We can't change every single thing that we don't like every day, but if we start step by step, we're going to make a massive difference. So again, we're going to have many more interviews, but other action steps, if you care about what's going on in regards to the housing debacle and crisis that we're facing in New York City, it does not make sense that low income housing or affordable housing is starting at $112,000 per year. Like, who's making that? I have never made 112,000, nothing. Nothing, nothing even close. And those people that are making that money, they'll be like called transients, and they'll be coming into Harlem, okay, God forbid, and they won't even necessarily need this studio or this one bedroom. You know why? Because there's a bigger plan for the community, and we have to stand against the demonic forces that want us to be pushed out of Harlem and to be pushed out of our communities. Guys, stand up with your girl Anaya A. Fight with me. Don't fight against me. Fight with me. Love our community enough to say enough is enough, and that we have to fight for the people. We cannot take it anymore. We don't have anywhere else to go. They're pushing us out of our apartments. They're taking over all of the land. The most resourceful thing you could own in America is land. That thing is going to keep regenerating money for you. But we, as a Black people, we were never taught to invest in ourselves properly and invest in land. That's why we don't have no land. We have to change that. We have to come together. I've been preaching about this like literally for so long, and people just never took it seriously. But that's okay. I'm going to keep preaching until the cows come home, honey, or until the fat lady sing. And I'm going to sing for you tonight. Yes. Okay, that's my little short little singing. But okay, you understand, because the girl is fat. Your girl is trying to get this baby fat off. So I'm still fat, okay? And I'm okay about saying that. All right, so moving forward, join me in that fight against the situation we're dealing with in regards to this lack of affordable housing situation. And then also, I would love for you to join the fight against the rigorous, ridiculous situation that I dealt with in regards to foster care. Guys, listen to me very carefully. I was an upstanding citizen of America, these United States, went and filed for to be a foster mom, because I was having issues with my infertility and things of that nature. And I'm putting it all out there because somebody's going to watch and they're going to want to join this fight. And so I became a foster mom, and this was a couple of years ago. And here's my fight, right, in regards to the foster care society. I did everything by the book. got my fingerprints. They investigated my house. Everything passed. We were good to go. And wouldn't you guys know that the foster care entity basically lost my information and lost my documents, including my fingerprints, after I told them that I wanted to advocate for other potential foster care parents that look like me, who were amazing like me, and who definitely could make a difference in our Black children's lives. Now, ain't that a damn shame that these people lost everything in regards to my file because I wanted to make a difference in other people's lives? And if you guys know anything about me, you'll know that your girl Anaya A legitimately went out there and started to recruit the Black community, especially because I wanted my Black children to have people whom look like them, who could help them, who could bless them, and who could make a difference in their lives. And so, like I said, they decided to lose my documents. Yes, I never publicly shared it. You know why? I wasn't in fear, but I just was like, I can't believe this happened to me. I have 2 years worth of email addresses and emails back and forth in regards to this circumstance. And I'm now publicly able to talk about it because I want a full investigation done. But furthermore, I'm going to have a press conference on the steps of City Hall. We have the right names. We have the right people now. So now we're going to make actions happen. And that's why I'm asking you all to join the good fight of faith with your girl Anaya A, and let's stand together. The foster care community needs us, and I'm not going to stop until people join me and until we make a major difference in regards to changing the lives of the foster care children. If you don't have a proper upbringing, and I want to share this with you all, there's a reason why I do what I do. I know people and I know psychology. And here's where I close, and this will be it. There's a reason why we have a dysfunctional society now. And there's also a reason why certain groups and certain people want our society to be dysfunctional, where they can send the children directly from the school to the prison pipeline. There's a reason why America is the way it is. So at the end of the day, we have to be very, very understanding, and we have to be advocates for the children. And I know a lot of you are not going to stand up with me, but that's okay, because somebody listening is going to stand up with me. So I'm going to come back and do another quick live, because I want this to be a specific live, because now that I have enough strength and courage to talk about it, guys, I want this to be an open investigation as to why these people at this particular foster care place, I'm not putting their name out publicly, not yet, because it's going to be the biggest shocker when we have a press conference on the steps of City Hall very soon. Why are you publicly losing people's documents and their fingerprints? And where are my fingerprints now? You guys still don't know. But when I told them that I was going to be taking action, the conversation changed from, oh, we will have a meeting with you in 30 days to 1 hour. Why? Because I told you guys, don't worry about it. I'm taking action. So I wanted to be very clear in sharing this message with all of you, because number one, our Black children need foster parents that are going to help raise them the proper way. We cannot be silent anymore. I'm telling you right now, there are too many children, Black children, lost in the system. And if we don't make an effective and a real change in our children's lives, we are going to have more crazy adults walking around here doing bad things, because you know why? Nobody's checking for them. And they don't have any love in their hearts because nobody loved them as children. That's exactly what's going on. And when we talk about homelessness, guys, you know what? You guys have to be very conscientious. When we talk about homelessness, how does homelessness start? It starts when you don't have the right resources, the right help, the right support, the right family dynamic. Let's make a difference together. And that's where I end, because my plea and my desire is to see effective change. Sis, you know I'm going to speak it. I love you, sis. I thank you for always being there and being a support system. I'm going to come back and do a quick little short clip where I'm calling out the foster care agencies, and I'm calling out the leaders to stand with your girl Anaya A. This is something I've been battling for over 2 years. 2 years. And now I'm at the point where I'm going to speak publicly about it because we have to make effective change. And I just got a question asked to me, what topics do I cover for my show? Every topic. It doesn't matter who you are. I've interviewed celebrities, I've interviewed talk show hosts, I've interviewed leaders, I've interviewed doctors, I've even interviewed the man who helped like create the drug to cure AIDS. His name is Dr. Aleem Muhammad, I believe, and I even interviewed him. I interviewed my sister, Crown Nubian LLC, who's watching now. You name it. I interview people on a daily basis whom actually can bring love, light, support, motivation to my platform. The latest interview I did was with a young man who actually did time. He's like a big bro for me. He did time with Lucci from YSL, or is it YFN? He did time with one of those cats, and he tried to motivate that young brother named Lucci to stay out of trouble, listen to what the feds and them is saying, don't do anything reckless. Yet Lucci decided when he got out of jail to go to the strip club, to spend that dollar, the bills, whatever, throw it up in the air, and he didn't realize they was really watching him, and they got him in the strip club at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I've even interviewed my nephew, because when I found out that the pandemic was really affecting the babies, my 5-year-old nephew was on the Anaya A show telling me how he felt, and he let us all have it. So I interview everybody. And one of the interviews I would like to do very soon is with a young lady who is living in the shelter presently. And she wants to tell her story, but she's so fed up with everything that's been happening that she just doesn't even want to talk about it anymore, because everybody seems to bamboozling her. So I hope that answers your question to the young lady who sent me a question in regards to the topics I cover. And hopefully very soon we will have the Anaya A show set up in a real studio with a real studio audience. I'm praying, I'm pushing, and I'm working towards greatness. And with that being said, I love each and every one of you, and I thank you for your support always. I'm going to do a quick little snippet so that I can get more hits on the YouTube page, because we definitely want to make sure that people hear the messages. Again, stand with me in regards to affordable housing as well as this foster care debacle. We need more educated, empowered, beautiful, Black, amazing potential foster care parents to take children into their homes and to teach them the right things to do. God bless each and every one of you. Ashe, Ashe, sis, I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.